In 2023, in my family, we lost my sister-in-law, Jamie. She died by suicide after a long, difficult battle with her mental health. Around the same time, at Lead by Story, we had actually been working on a collection of short films that explored stories that were deeply personal stories of survival that had, I guess, universal themes about what it means to be human and to keep showing up even when the world can be a really dark place. And at the time, I remember thinking about the personal loss that we'd experienced in my family and these films that we were making, and I wondered if there was a way that we could kind of do something creative that honoured Jamie's life as well as made an impact on suicide. And what was born is what we now call This Is How We Survive. One of the first things we did was we took these short films that we'd made and we wove them into a live experience. And through poetry, through storytelling, through film, through sound, we kind of try and create this immersive journey where people are reminded of their own strength. The first place we shared it was at the Art House in Wyong. Tonight we're gonna gather around story, but I want to invite you tonight to bring your story into this space. We had a beautiful response from the audience that night. There was a lot of vulnerability, there was a lot of tears, but there was also this sort of sense of the strength of gathering together around these stories. So we then thought, well, let's take this into schools. Hello, Central Coast Steiner School. And so we adapted it. We made some changes to kind of design a school version. We've now presented it to over 3,500 young people.
I've never seen something like that before, like a collection of poetry and filming. I don't know, I've just found it really beautiful.
Every word you said really just made me understand the world better, myself better, my emotions better.
I know a couple of people that have been through some same experiences, so I feel like understanding that better kind of helps me to understand them better.
Seeing the photo of your son in the hospital and hearing the sirens and the hospital sounds kind of brought back old memories that aren't exactly fun. It's a bit comforting knowing other people experience stuff like that. So.
After taking it into lots of schools, we wanted to take it on tour. But I was a bit nervous, to be honest, about taking it on the road to some regional communities and seeing how people would react to this very creative experience. And I was so pleasantly surprised. We went to places like Barraba, small town, about 1,000 people. About 40 people came out for a special night at the Playhouse Hotel run by the amazing Andrew Sharp.
Well, for me, it was a wonderful space to be in. It makes you realise that we are all connected and how art and poetry have that magic way of weaving us together.
I've lost 2 family members to suicide, so that aspect has been in for me. It got me more in touch with my feelings, and I appreciate that.
Another story from that tour that I will carry with me is after presenting in a boys' boarding school. We finished the session and I get a tap on my shoulder from a young guy who comes up and he says to me, I lost my dad to death by suicide and my best mate. And I've thought about joining them a number of times. What you've shared has been so helpful for me. And I was blown away by that. And it was this reminder, it's not about me, it's about the power of story.
My cousin joked that at 15 years old, when I lost my short-term memory, that I'd remember everything eventually. Now, I'm not sure if that's the way it's meant to be, because essentially I've been mentally examined by more head doctors than any child should have ever had to be sent to see.
It's about the power of story to connect with other human beings and to remind us about the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves and each other. So what comes next? We want to reach as many people as we can with this message, and there are a couple of ways that we think we can do that really effectively. One, we want to create a docu-series themed around these ideas of survival, grounded in real stories that can be viewed by audiences all around Australia. What the war on waste was for environmental awareness and grassroots change, we want to do that in the mental health space. And the other thing that we want to do is we want to create a journal that creates the space for people to write their own stories, to write their own poetry, to create their own mindfulness kind of affirmations that takes, again, the themes of This Is How We Survive and gives people a tool that they can walk away with and they can put their own pen to paper. We have had an amazing 12 months testing this work. We're convinced there's strong evidence that it works, that it's powerful, that it has a tangible impact. The reality is, suicide is one of the biggest problems that we face as a nation. Many of us, like me, have experienced personally how devastating the loss of someone to suicide can be, and yet it doesn't have to be that way. We can make a change, and it can be as simple as creating space to listen, to share, to meet around story. That can be the spark for incredible change.